Hey guys, welcome to the studio, welcome to the harbor. Today is my first full day back here at the studio, only making music, like really just music, no business stuff, 100% sitting in the studio. So yeah, back from Ibiza, I absolutely loved it. Backstage Ushuaia with like Robin Schulz, David Guetta and Calvin Harris. A lot of fun, met a lot of great people. But the thing I love even more and truly love is just being here in the studio making music. Today, of course, back to full album production mode. The first 5 songs are done. One of them is still not perfectly mixed to the end. There are some problems in there. As you know, my #1 tip when it comes to mixing is actually selecting the right elements. This will make mixing a lot easier. If you have a kick that doesn't work, replace it. Don't try to EQ it like crazy to make it fit. It's usually better to find the right sound. The same for synthesizer sounds, the same for vocals. If the vocal is shit, just get someone else to sing it because it's really hard to fix it. I mean, yes, EQ, compression, and then some reverb, but if it just doesn't sound good, there's not much you can do about it. That one song that is almost finished, it sounds good, like all of the elements in there are the right ones, I'm sure about it, but there's still something in the overall tonal balance of the mix that I don't really like, and I still couldn't figure out what it actually is. So today I will try to apply my 3 sneaky techniques to try and rescue the mix of the song and share them with you, because you might be able to also use them for your songs. So the first and maybe most simplest technique is actually, of course, referencing your song to other people's songs, and this way figure out what's wrong. But sometimes that's not that easy, so I like to reference with an analyzer. And I know a lot of people use an analyzer, especially if you don't have like good speakers or good room acoustic. It can definitely help you to detect mistakes. But the important thing is to learn what songs actually look like in the analyzer. And just so that you don't get me wrong, I don't mean like start mixing by looking. That's absolutely the wrong approach. But looking at the analyzer can give you hints, and understanding them is actually the key. So just as an example, if we look now onto the analyzer, it looks like a bell shape, which usually means too much in the mid frequencies, too little in the top end, too little in the low end. In this example, I'm actually playing the break of a song, so this is obvious. But some people that sent me demos to my labels, some people that sent me songs for feedback, actually mix this way. And this can be a hint for either you not being able to hear the low end because your speakers can't produce them, or you having problem in your room, or you're just not experienced enough to actually hear this. That's something you have to train. But the analyzer can give you now the hint, okay, there's too much in the top missing, there's too much in the low missing if you compare it to other songs, and you can then fix it. But please, please don't fix it by putting an EQ on the master of your song and then just bumping up the high frequencies and low frequencies. This will definitely sound like shit. It's a hint for, hey, there are elements missing in the top end. If you don't use any top end frequency things in your mix, you can't boost them. You have then to add maybe hi-hats or higher pads. Same for the low end. It then means that the kick or the bass is maybe too weak or not loud enough. And the same also applies for the U-shape that is really heavily used in club music. And this right here would be an extreme example. I'm just playing you right now the kick and the top frequency hi-hat that is playing along on top of the kick. This is already extreme. If your song looks like this, you know you have way too much low end, way too much top end, and nothing in the middle. If it's a little more balanced, like a slight, like U-shaped kind of curve, it's usually perfect for club music. And this could be a hint for not having any elements in the mid frequencies, not having enough elements in there. The main synthesizer usually sits there. Then of course you could have a totally balanced song that looks in the analyzer pretty flat. All of the frequencies are in there. That's usually what I'm aiming for, but again, don't mix by looking, just make your song as you go. And when you hear a problem and don't really know what it is, go back into your song, look at it with the analyzer, compare it to other songs, and then try fixing it, but on the small scale, the scale of the elements that are in the mix, and not the big picture. Don't, again, EQ the master. Don't just make like your mid-frequency main synthesizer louder because it looks like it in the analyzer, because you will still end up with a mix that doesn't sound good. But it helps me to detect problems and try to solve them. About the next technique, I actually already made an entire video. I will link it up there, and that's like the match EQ technique, and that is basically using a match EQ that detects the frequencies of one song. In most cases, just take a song that is similar, same key, of someone you like, and you want to try to get as close to their mixing as possible. And then this will be matched against your song. You get an EQ curve that does the opposite of the two things that differ in those two songs. And this can also help you to detect where your song is having too much frequencies, too little frequencies. So for example, I could match my song to one of my older songs that is already finished and mastered to get closer to like my other stuff that I release. And then maybe the match EQ will then try on my new song to lower the kick by 3 dB, or maybe decrease the entire low range. And then I know, okay, maybe my kick is too loud. Then I will try it out, lower the kick by 3 dB. And usually like it opens up the entire mix and makes it sound way better. Sometimes not, and then I just leave it because some songs just need to be different. Like the match EQ, again, same as the analyzer. It's just a technique that will help you to detect things and fix them. Don't use them as like a one push of a knob kind of solution. This usually doesn't work. And then a couple of weeks, actually, I found out about a new plugin. It's like the magic correcting, helping you, smoothing, mixing plugin I use ever since on basically all of my songs. And it's one that you can slap on like a single track, like a guitar or maybe a vocal, but you can actually also use it on the entire song, and it will help you to shape and change the overall tonal balance of your song. Let's say you have too little top end, then you can add it with it, and it does it in a way where it detects the material, compares it to whatever magic is in there, and makes it nicer. So it's not just like boosting the top end, it does it in a reactive way, reacting to the signal that it gets. But let me actually just show it to you, give you some examples. It's really fascinating. It won't fix your mix instantly, but it will definitely help you to get like maybe 5% out of your master. And that's, I think, already really huge. Some of you might maybe already know it. It's by Sound Theory, called Goofus. It has pretty basic settings at the top: recovery, tame, bias, brighten, and boost. And for example, if you turn it all the way up to 200 and then the brighten to 100, it will then listen to your song and like by detecting it, improving it with those little settings that you have. So right here in this case, for example, it's going a little crazy on the low end. And of course, because we set brighten to 100, it's emphasizing the top end. This way, for example, if your song sounds a little like unbalanced overall, you can just put it on the master and adjust it. Of course, not with extreme settings like this. Usually I would keep it way, way lower. We're really talking about just like maybe giving the top end a little more. And again, it's detecting the audio, analyzing it, and this way doing it in a reacting way. It reacts to whatever it hears, instead of just boosting the top end. But let me actually really give you examples so that you hear what it does. But I unfortunately have to close this project because I'm not allowed to play it to you at the moment. So let's maybe take one of my older unreleased songs. Some might remember this one. It's more like an underground deep house melodic techno song. This one might be also actually part of the entire album, but I'm still trying to get good vocals for this one. Let me play it to you as it is. think I found like a setting that would be something I would actually use, that is not like totally like changing and destroying it, because that's not what this plugin is actually for. So let's A and B compare it. Like if I remove it, it sounds kind of really bad. Actually, it does a lot, and I don't know how it does it, but I know that it does it. And I'm really amazed by like these new plugins coming out that do like smart things, that detect your music and like apply algorithms to improve it in a very easy, straightforward way. It's basically a make your song better plugin, hit or miss. Sometimes it will improve your song. Usually it does, but then like really on low settings. And sometimes it might do too much and you might not like it, but it's really nice and handy to actually have. But again, A and B comparison. And again, you might get similar results with a standard EQ, but it's really hard to find these small like frequencies to boost or to cut. And it works even better on music that changes a lot. If you put it onto an entire song, a pop song, or like maybe something acoustic recorded, band stuff that has like big breaks, verses, choruses, and bridges, it will react to what it hears, instead of like putting an EQ on the master that sounds the same throughout. So yeah, definitely like my little secret mixing, improving plugin. If you're interested, I will link everything down below. And yeah, maybe some of you already used it and can let me know down below in the comments what they think about it. It's like, I think, one of these magic secret plugins that more and more people use actually. Like most of my music producing friends already know about it. Now you also know about it and can benefit from it. So thanks a lot for watching. I think that's it for today, because the rest of the day is like more precise mixing, finding mistakes, fixing everything. And also don't forget, we're doing still the song contest for like my sample pack on Splice. If you're interested in that, I will also link down below to my Facebook and Instagram, where you can find all of the rules and get the parts and like participate, know about the prizes and everything. And if you're interested in all of the Ibiza madness, just go back a couple of videos. I was there for 10 days and yeah, let's just say it was really, really good. See you tomorrow. Sign out.